Day 42, I finally integrated resend inside the website for sending email. And functionally, the website is finished. Um, However, I'm thinking I've integrated error reporting so that this is for the Firebase backend functions. And it seems the only thing to do is configure notification. Apparently, the only channel is email, but maybe there is something here. Okay, yeah, you can do Slack, webhooks. Oh, so hold on. I chose the scope, but I don't have any actual. It's not inside the window, but I don't have any so-called channel. So this will not send a notification. Okay. So we found already an area that I thought it was okay and it's not. You can add an email over there. Mm. Let me make this window a little bit smaller. Yeah. Nice. You can add an email over there, or you can add Slack, which I actually are webhooks, but webhooks will pose another problem. How do I configure? Webhooks could be anything, any app supporting webhooks. I used to use Slack when I was working in a team, but if I'm alone, does it make any sense to keep Slack open just to receive notifications? Probably no, I think. Um, let's see, I didn't use Slack in a long time. We sent a code by email. Okay, nice. So the code is one time, but I will do it in another window anyway. Okay, I inserted the code. Okay, I don't need to customize now. Something. Hmm. So if I say Slack over there, oh my goodness, how do I move the window around? Okay. If I see Slack over there, how do I actually integrate? Let's check here. Add new. It will tell me. Okay, I just call it propist. Okay, just sign in. Allow. Open. Well, nothing open. So now I have to generate an issue to see if it actually works, right? And I don't know even where did we send? To myself? To a channel? Didn't ask me anything. So if I go back here and choose, no, it was not here. I'm in the detail. So if I go out from this detail view, I don't know why I went here, but here we had error reporting, configure notification. We go back here because that was not clear what happened. Oh, save didn't help. Manage notification channels. Snack is not there. How come? Makes no sense. Make all the. Let's do it again. So it asked me to allow permission. Okay. And now it brings me to this page. And there's this thing observability scopes, but nothing else here. Not clear what's going on. Log scope, metric scope, trace scope. Okay. Let's go log scope. Manage log scope. Notification channel settings, move to alerting. And here there is a link, button notification channels. So it takes me to something called notification channels. Not clear where is it here. Where I have a scope user. Ooh, there is much more here. Google Chat, PagerDuty, PagerDuty Sync Beta, Slack, Webhooks email. So this is a mobile device. SMS. Okay, let's go on with Slack again. See what happened now. Again, ask for access. Oh, now, now he asked me the Slack channel. Is that the other one broken? What's going on? That makes sense. So let's create a appropriate channel called errors, but maybe we will report also warning on performance. So let's call it reporting, or let's call it with the project name, add channel, create new channel. I I still don't know the name. Blank channel. All right, that looks project starter kit. No need for that. Help request tracker, team support, feedback intake and triage. That looks could be useful for categorizing, but I don't know how would integrate with this reporting. New hire onboarding, one-on-one coaching, sales deal tracking, and more. Let's go blank. Next. Channel name. Yeah, here we go. The hash is already there. If I have more projects, would I want to keep all their reporting together or separate by project? Is this only for error reporting? I don't even know where I am because it says notification channels. Let's undo. But it doesn't say for what. It was the logs thing that I went from there, but it's not repeated here. I go back. There is this thing called alerting. which is okay, which is like it says not called a notification channel anymore. It's called alerting. Then I say monitoring. I suppose user scope, a device scope. And I say manage channels. Yeah, I can add the channel, but what will send to it? Any log error, performance thing? Not clear. Okay, so let's do it anyway. And then let's post an error in the backend, cause an error in the backend, and then see if we get a notification. So let's call it, I was thinking reporting, but then every single one is a report. So this is a collection of reports. I would say public because I'm only one. I'm the only one. Create. Add people to reports. You can also add email address of people that are member. So who aren't member of Firebase. Okay. When new people add them to report. No, no, skip. Okay, I'm already joined reports myself. So the Slack name is reports. Cloud alerting display name. So this is a kind of prefix of that. So this is for project. So I would and to say budget pilot, and then I know it's about the backend. So I would say functions because the backend are Firebase functions. So we go with that. Budget pile functions. We recommend that you test your channel to confirm its functioning before adding. All right. Send test notification. This is a test notification from Google Alerting. Nice. You can also delete, remove preview. Cancel. I delete the whole thing if I want. Delete message. Nice. So it works. Let's go save. Nice. So I have this now. And let's do this on the mobile as well. Let's see. I don't think it's connected. Oh, no, not even if I have the app. So I should receive them on mobile. Nice. Get started. Continue. Login. Next. Okay. I mean on connected to Slack on mobile as well. Mobile as well. So let, let's test it. How do we simulate an error or make it really happen? An error in the backend. What happened? Maybe this is something is a real error I'm thinking about. And maybe I should handle better. What happened if I put an email that does not exist? Will this generate an error? Let's start with this before modifying the source code to make an actual error. So if I put an email that is totally invalid, there is some very basic check in the front end, but I think it just put a net and then another character after, and then it's already considered a valid email for the front end, and so sent to the back end. But this email obviously will not work. Will this generate an error? So my console is blank, network is blank. Let's try to apply. Okay, it says everything went fine. We got notification here. Let's check the logs. because this surely failed, but it's probably not an error that should be reported as a website error. But let's check the logs, understand more about this. So to check the logs, I go to functions. This was called the interested function. View logs. That goes from Firebase to cloud thing. Oh, look at that. We do have a hard error. Nothing was reported. Sending email on template, error, object error. So I think what happened here is resend, which has a backend, realized without even sending the email, or maybe even the validation on the client side. So for client is my backend function, the client of resend is a server for the web app, a client for resend. Recognize the email not valid, but I don't understand the error. Error at entry from args. Logger. Send with resend. Okay. But it's not specified any error message. That's not so good. Maybe it's my fault because maybe I catch the error and so let's dig into that. Okay, and why did it not send any error? So I have this thing called error notifications here. Error reporting, sorry. If I go to error reporting, I should have the error there, I suppose. Yeah, there you go. But I was expecting this error to send a notification, but it did not. And the error is just a scripting here, even though the stack trace they are saying send will resend, at least tells me what happened. This doesn't help at all where it says index.js because all the functions are there. Don't even know which function. Ah, but here interested, okay, clarify with the function. Okay, that's good. If I go back to configure notifications here. You can configure error report to send error notifications to selected cloud node channel. If an error was marked, when error it can be grouped. Okay. With previous error. So maybe if I send even if I configure correctly notifications, well, that's a help thing. Maybe I will read it, but let's do. Oh, oh, so I see. Over there, I configured the channel. Now I have this BP function. Now I can select it. That's really confusing. And then I press save. I don't know if I needed to do it, but let's do it. Okay. So obviously the error already happened, so I don't expect now to send a retroactive notification. Now, if I make the error happen again, so the function return 200 means the error is caught. And also the reporting there is no good and it's probably my fault. Let's go to check what happens in interested. And what happens, I know it fails on send template email, so that the problem is here. and ultimately fails only when you do send with resend. Yeah, maybe here I can take the opportunity to add more information to the error. I think this is the, I don't know if why it's log like that. I log like that with wrapping the error in another object. Maybe it was suggested by AI, but I wouldn't do that. Um, what I would do is add the error, but also some other information. Failed to send email, okay. But then I would like to say, what email is it? Oh, yeah, to request to. Let's use the interpolating syntax, string interpolation. Nice. But I also want to write what the template name is here as a request. Oh, we don't know anymore what the template name is because a subject can help. Maybe. Let me think a little bit more because in my maybe it would be useful to add in my object, because we have a template email request and this request. This has a template name, but this doesn't, because this is the expanded email, which could be maybe generated from a template, but it could be also a free form email, like a contact email. So I could add an optional template name. And then I know if template name is not there, is a contact in a email that failed. Um, that's fine. That could be an option. Or I can add an email type, which would be a new concept that will say, well, I didn't have a template, but it's a type contact. But then I have to kind of check a new type. So I'll add a template name and make it mandatory. No, no, no. But then if I make it mandatory, no, maybe it's better to say name or email, email type, really. Is type a reserved word? If I use type string, make it mandatory, so I have a bunch of failures, which I will track. No, type is not a reserved word. Seems to work pretty fine. Okay. So now, every time I construct a mail object, if it's a templated email, I would say the type is the template name. If it's a contact email, the type is contact. That makes a lot of sense. There is no template, but can understand. These are not the only place building an email. So I can go through the source code and find the other places. So, or I can do a build and I will be pointed to each other to fix. I hope. No, I did not. So I need a type checking, yeah, which is not in the build, but it's a separate thing. Is lint. Let's try lint. Okay, so in npm run lint. Oh, that was not expected. So what else do I have for checking? There's a type test, a type checking thing. So scripts, this is the functions one, yeah? Yes, it is. So I got my clean, my lint, my form, build test, test types. I don't think it's test types, but I will run that as well. Or maybe testing the types? No, no, no. Test watch, test UI, test coverage, coverage. Ah, nothing that catches my attention. So let's create a branch first. Check out FMB, and I call this branch. What are you doing? The error testing, error reporting. Nice. And let's also see what change I did. I did a template there. Let's finish up in the log. We can say type. We didn't. You failed to send an email of that type, so a contact email or whatever, to whoever. Now it's a much better error message, and then we also have the original error, which wasn't that descriptive, yeah. But I think okay. So let's commit and push with testing error reporting. Nice. Um, and now we create a branch, a pull request to see. I would expect it to fail, but we tried by hand and didn't manage to make it fail. So I'm not sure. So I go to actions. There you go. This does a lot of stuff, but it's basically the same thing I called over there. So as usual, my goal is current goal test email we resend long gone, done already. Everything is migrated to resend already. That was neat. Now we are working on backend error reporting. Yeah, unfortunately it works. What's going on? So let's double check this. Of course it works. I see. Because the this is a private function, it's not exported. The contact email is already okay, and only the other email that can be reached from here is the template email. But the template email builds this email request in here. So it doesn't matter how many emails I send with templates, they all call this, and this is already fixed. So I was expecting other emails to create problems, but they won't because there is only one point where to change this object. Okay, so if that's done, we really need to deploy because if we run it locally, that wouldn't work. So what we expect here is a better error message and I think as well this was not expected to return anything, so I don't know why this return. Um, the other thing I was oh yes, this should be a logger info. I was forgotten there. I think I removed the rule because it was useful in the beginning to say console log is a problem, but I want to reintroduce it. Where's this rule part of the linter or something? I don't remember where it is. Maybe it's on top level. What we got? Firebase, prettier. Hmm. Yes, lint config. Maybe here. Recommend. Then we have ignore. Okay, that's fine. Then okay. Unresolved. No unresolved. Prettier plugin was single indent. Max length and oh, in another point I put 90. Is it 90 or 100? Because in prettier I put 90. Ooh, so I think I should keep the same here. This might trigger errors, but that's not what I look for. What I look for is so let's start with a new context here in Gemini. I was looking to forbid console log in the build. So let's see first how big of a problem it is first. Let's do a simple grep. Let's go to the root of the project, grep -r console log dot. Okay, so we shouldn't look at node modules. Apparently, it's very popular in node modules. Grep -md node. Let's do grep of functions src. Okay, that's much better. Okay, not used. And hold on, how come not used? Ah, because I just removed it was only one, yeah? Uh-huh. Console log spot me. All right, let's add one. Why suddenly there are a lot? Hold on. Ah, because I have to do functions src. Oh yeah, that's only one. Then in scripts, there are a few, and those are okay in scripts. So I think I'm getting to forget about the console log. It's okay. I don't have any. Let's go back to the original problem. Okay, we got that. The other thing I was thinking is that it tells, the fact that it tells to the front end, I sent the email successfully is not a good information. What I should really throw an exception and say failed to send email. He wants a category. Okay, now I'm more happy about this setup. Let's see commit and push, and we want to deploy. So I go to the backend, npm run deploy. Also, we also want to test this notification. I don't know if we don't need resend anymore. Open do I? Ah, no, no, yeah. Let's see. It should also show the problem. No, it doesn't. But here, broadcast logs, API key. Strange, it doesn't show the problems. It wasn't even sent by the SDK. Matrix? It doesn't show this one because it probably didn't reach the backend. Questionable though. If I generate the same error, apart that it should be now clear, will you send a notification or not? Oh, yeah, there you go. Now we have a problem with the 90. npm run format. Will it solve that? No. So why it says 91 character if I have a um okay, I can see this also here, same error. If I have a format, say folder 90, why does it go to 91? This line has a length of 91. Email line 68. Well, if I put so I can revert this. Everything is committed. If I experiment, I put this to 80. Not that I want to leave it 80, but just to experiment, and I do npm run format, and then I revert after. This changes a bunch of things. And now the code that was now was on line 68, but probably is now below. Despite that, it's still not folded. Interesting. All right, let's undo this. Let's undo. Oh, I already put it myself back to 90. Yeah. Let's put the hard error. So let's put some tolerance here. To 95. So let's see if that works. If it works now. Nice. So let's try deploy. And that's where we tripped npm run deploy. Ooh. So we got something goes on 98, 95, 98, 97. This is 99. Oh, so that means 98. I'm on column 99, but it's the next character. So it means the last character is 98. Written here on the bottom. Ooh, I just realized something. I don't need this file anymore because that was for managing templates on SES, and now I don't. I upload templates to Firestore instead. Delete. But we also have this another error in create Google user. I was going to say I like that when I click it bring me to the right line, but it did not. Let's see if I click on this. Yeah, now it brought me to the right line. Ah, and these were comments added by AI. I don't think I need most of them. I like this explanation, so no need to say this is the. No need for the comment at all, to be honest. Uh-huh. If it's return, how can it be ignored? Ah, because it's inside. Inside a function. So this is not try-catched. Okay, okay, we should be good. So no new build, new build. All right, started. This time it should work. So try another deployment to Firebase. Run deploy. Let's see if more luck. Oh, hi. No Kotlin. So for now, right now, I'm working on the final step for the website, companion website for the app, and that is done in TypeScript in the backend and front end. And the app itself is done in Flutter, so yeah, no Kotlin nowhere. Flutter is using Dart as a programming language, and it's quite nice. I used Kotlin before, but not for an app like in the backend when I was working. But I was using just a little bit for the test, so I'm not Kotlin expert. But it's quite similar to Java. So um, okay, that went okay. The deployment is a bit slow. What about yourself? Are you doing any hobby project or something, or working or midnight ringer? This always takes a little bit of time. Basically, the website is finished. The only little bit I'm testing now is the error reporting. So when this is an error in the cloud functions, and when an error happens, it goes here in this error reporting, say, section of cloud. Is a dashboard. Let's call it a dashboard of Google Cloud. But then I also want notification to Slack, and didn't receive it yet. That's what I'm working on. And then I noticed that this error is absolutely not clear. So yeah, going down to the rabbit hole. It's not in the screen. Yeah. This error is not clear, so working down the rabbit hole, improving the message there to see what actually happened and see if I get the notification. But for that, I need to deploy because I cannot test this locally because it's not integrated with this service. Okay, reading now. I started Kotlin recently because I'm planning on making an Android app. I'm almost done web dev so far, but never professionally, sadly. I'm thinking on becoming indie dev for mobile because getting a job in the current market is impossible. Well, did you actually try? Because I think it's probably better to start. Yeah, you did. Okay, yeah, obviously. How did you try sending CV around? I don't. It depends also in which country you are, I suppose. Um, yeah, I know it's difficult, but I think the only it takes so long. Yeah, I'm doing this app, and when I started the app as the final project for my degree because I never got my degree before. But then, because I was off work, I first did my degree in computer science, and I got the degree in December, and the app was a half done. And now it's July, and I still not finished. So it's taking, and maybe I could have done better, yes, but it always takes so much longer uh, than you think, and then maybe this will make $0, zero money. Many application, many different positions. Yeah. Mm. I know. I tried a little bit to get a remote work myself, and that is even harder. I didn't try that hard, to be honest. I did a few application, but whole scope planning is difficult time wise. Yeah, I have the advantage so that I can afford to do that. So I don't really need to work. I just have to be nimble in my expenses. I can handle it. But sooner or later, I will have to see when this shit hits the fan. Okay, deploy complete. So let's see. Yeah, same. Okay, that's good. Um, so, but you look really young. Did you have a professional job before? From what you say, like, I don't know because I don't see you. Because I worked in the industry for years and years and years before being in this position. Okay, so now I deployed. The error should be better because where is it? When the error actually happens, when I send the email, I've added some details, and also I now throw the exception so the front end knows there is an error. So the error is I send an email to an address that it doesn't make any sense. So I want to see the error here before he said send successfully. I still try hard to work. Ah, same. Okay, so you're not okay. That makes sense. Okay, I'm happy with that. Should be a hard error. And here in the logs, it can't say to the front that everything went right and then it didn't work. Okay, now is a much better error here too, I think. Failed to send email. Failed to send the tester list email to. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. No notification here is locked, but I think it's because it's an error that happened before. So I have to somehow either it doesn't work could be it doesn't work at all. Or it could be that because it's an error that happened before and now it has an error count of 2, only the first one is reported. Error count of 3. Why is 3? I'm not sure. So I have to somehow generate a different error and see if it's reported. But to generate a different error, what do I do? Um, I just throw an exception randomly. Don't need this anymore. It was for testing. Um, should I throw an exception? Throw new HTTPS error. This is a brand new. This is a brand new error. I wants to type. Nice. Oh, let's do. Can I put anything here? Fake. I know you can't. It's one of the types. Functions error code. What are the valid types here? Ah, there you go. Aborted. Okay. So it's totally different. Unfortunately, it means to deploy again. Okay, reading now. I'm 35. I graduated in biology ecology out of high school. Worked a bit, left the field. I reoriented recently, got into 42 school. I don't know what's 42 school. Left because I was not happy, but they are happy there. But I liked the projects. Then got into 42 school is some kind of a boot camp, I suppose. Um, um, I, I like the project. I got into remote training, graduated in React front end dev. Oh, nice, nice. 42 school in IT school. Yeah, the are hard to get into. We reinvented the wheel. Haha. So I guess if I can Google that, I will find something. Maybe this born to code. Okay. Oh, it's big. Many, many counters. Ah, nice. Yeah, and myself, I don't know React. I learned a little bit, but not enough to go over the hurdle of, actually be proficient. And I decided for a small website to use Svelte. And Svelte is fine, but I will go back to React sooner or later. But now I don't need it. Okay, there is a problem here. Oh my god, yeah, unreachable code. Let's throw at the end rather than the beginning then. So there is no unreachable code. Ah, we never reach here, yeah. So in case of success, we still throw. Ooh, then he will complain about the return because, all right, so we need to comment out the return. Okay, that will work. I quite like React, it's convenient. Yeah, I know. Only makes sense for larger project. Yeah, for smaller project, I like Svelte a lot because basically here in Svelte, I don't know how different it is from React. I use a little bit the components of React and stuff, but I don't know too much. You have a website in the web folder, which I'm trying to open, and I have stuff called roots, and roots are basically the pages. And then in each page, you have components kind of like similar to React, but then kind of things, I don't know if it's same or different, is that in each component, okay, there is nothing here particular. Let's get okay, something with the code. There is a script part. There is a HTML part which is templatized, and there is a CSS part that is local uh, to this, and that there is also a check so that if I put a class that does not exist, it will tell you, oh, you you have this CSS selector does nothing apply to this, only to this HTML above. So it's kind of neat. And then the state is to do state things. You just define it like that, for example, with the so-called rune syntax, and you put $state something, and now you can it works as state basically. So that means it's reactive. Yeah, I was thinking, what does it mean works as state? It means it becomes reactive. So if I have an if here that checks something that is defined as state, now this thing is reactive, so it will uh, re reevaluate. Okay, so how's it going with the deployment? Okay, seems to work. Nice. That was done. So now the deployment is done. Let's test this error. So I go here, I put a valid email. Let's clean console and stuff. Now we have a different error. I still receive the email, yeah, because um ooh, there. I got the reporting in Slack, report in Slack. So that works. New error. This is a brand new error. Oh yeah, that was my message. Nice. The error details, it takes you to the console. And now, of course, this doesn't make sense because it's just a test. Now we can mark it as resolved as soon as let's resolve the error. So I go back to my function. I put back the return. I remove the exception. And this is resolving the fake problem created. Nice. And this should go also to my phone. Exactly. Okay. Great. So I can wrap up. Small PR. There's not much here, but I think I need a small change. Ah, yeah, improve the error message there. This was about testing error reporting. Ah, and also I realized I could delete manage templates. I didn't need it anymore. Okay. So once this deploy, oh, that was deployed already? No, did I deploy it? Yeah, it's in progress. I have to wait for the build just to be thorough. And now I read. What's the idea behind it? Be aware anywhere from users having issue. Yeah, so basically, if you don't have any visibility on errors, how do they know? Do you know that your site is not working? So I also want to track the JavaScript errors. So this is for the backend errors, as you can. Yeah, if you don't, if the errors go only in here in the console, what's the chances that I go there and check the console for any error? Maybe we'll check as I develop, but a month from now, I can assure that I will never open this console to check error reporting until I see, okay, it's working. So yeah, and the same for the front end. And now if a JavaScript error happens, I would not know about. And maybe the app as it is now, maybe let's say probably no, but let's say it does has zero errors. But then I do a small update that I can think nothing about, and I introduce an error, and I don't realize it, but I start to receive notifications, so I will know in the future. Okay, I introduced the problem. Okay, so this is deployed, so we can mark this as resolved. Okay. I can merge the PR if the build worked. Yes. Remove all the nonsense comments here. Squash. The branch. So the other thing I was checking for the front end is to integrate something called BugSnag that has been then renamed to Inside Hub. Check out main, pool, fetch all, and delete testing, error reporting. All right, nice. So it was, no, this is an old, brand new error. I thought I had marked as resolved. Maybe I confused. Okay, so if I reload, this is empty. Okay. The bug snag thing is similar to Sentry, this one, and this called Inside Hub actually now. Um, and it seems that it's pretty easy to add. Apparently, just this. Add these two packages. So I go to the web folder from 10, copy that. Didn't know you need to say if and save only for save there, right? Save is implicit, I thought. Did you use Expo? No. What is Expo? Is a for bug? Expo. But then if I look for Expo, I will find anything else. Okay, there you go. Probably this. Expo, an ecosystem developer review deploy. Universal native app with React. Because I'm using Flutter, I'm using Firebase. This doesn't match my stack. Let's see. It's dumb. You didn't do in React, but it's well, it's a choice. Flutter is as valid choice as React native. Actually, I would say better, in my opinion, but your opinion can be different. It's certainly more performant than React Native, and also feels more native, even though it's called React Native, it feels not native, and you can customize much more. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not expert of React Native. So then import performance. So where I put this code in the head of HTML, somewhere that is global. So I think I got a place for that in layout Svelte, maybe. I will look into. I know little about React Native, but Expo is designed to run native code if needed, just like React Native, but it's made easier. That's why I learned Kotlin now. Yeah, Kotlin goes so with React Native or Flutter, you get the multi-platform advantage. Um, so you can go to iOS as well. With Kotlin, you are building a native app for Android only. Or maybe you can go to iOS, I don't know. But it's not native anymore. Kotlin iOS app, can you do that at all? Apparently you can. But yeah, you still need another layer, another framework. You can. Uh, yeah, I didn't look into that. The iOS doesn't have an API convenient for my app. Yeah, you can focus only on Android. It totally makes sense. For example, for myself, I'm only focusing on Android like right now. If the app gets any traction at all, I will also do an iOS version. I know I can work on because I'm in Flutter, but it will still need a lot of work and to go with the iOS guidelines and look and feel and stuff. Yeah, have a look into Flutter, just so at least you know. Then React Native is super valid, so you can stick with React Native. If you also know React on the front end, it probably makes sense as well. But Flutter is not difficult. It's the same concepts, in the end. Um, so okay, you know what I do? I ask Gemini now. So I go, oh, ooh. Yeah, because I just added BugSnag. So let's create a new branch, BugSnag, snag, and then ask Gemini command line. Yeah, forget that. I changed my mind. I am trying to integrate BugSnag into my source web project, and in the BugSnag website, I was given this code. Nice. And then I say, I already installed the relevant packages with the following line. I know where to find it. Can you please, don't need to say please, I know, integrate this code for me in the appropriate. Okay, it's okay. It's enough. We will figure out its appropriate place. Yeah, and then you get AI to kind of guide you. You can't vibe code because vibe code doesn't work. I see it over and over, but it's a great help. Let's see where it comes into. And Gemini is free when they say alive with limited requests per day. So you got 50 requests or so per day for free oh, I'm using Flash even now, which you have much more requests. On the Pro model, you get 50. But then 50 is much less than you think because it goes back and forth. And then it depends how big is the code base. So can finish the tokens before the input tokens. Let's see what it does. This is not difficult. I give it the code. I just said put this code somewhere. So Gemini Flash should be fine. So reading, I like AI's help, but don't expect. Yeah, I know, I know. But here I'm just asking. I give you the code. You can ask us to do stuff, and you know what I do. What I normally do is I commit everything. So I have a clean thing. I ask to do something. One interesting thing I asked before to do was to improve the look of the website because I'm not a designer and it improved quite a bit. So that worked. Yeah, Gemini 2.5 Pro is good. Yeah, this is Gemini Flash. So what I did, I created an API key on the Firebase project. And the important thing is that the API key is on uh, on a project that is on the free plan, on the what's called Spark plan, because the paid plan Blaze does not have free tiers. So initially I start to use Gemini on my Blaze plan because I need a Blaze plan for my project. Because the free plan doesn't allow the cloud functions, and I need cloud functions. And in one day, I got about $7 bill, which is no, it, it's not life changing. But as soon as I realized that, I dig a little bit deeper. I created a new project just to use Gemini. I created the API key there. So it's creating this in layout Svelte, reading what you say. I might set up something with UI, Grok, and Llama 3 soon. Can you use Grok as an API though, and go in the code base? Because what I know is Claude. You can use Claude, but Claude is paid, and you can use it for free, and I use it a lot in the desktop. But without an API key, it does not look at your files, and you can paste. You can paste your files here, but you know it just has a limited usefulness. Yeah, in layout Svelte, let's see. It's the file I was looking at, in fact. And what it does, I already had some import. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, I already had a script section there in which I just imported the cookie banner and the CSS. So you had the BugSnag. Okay, it's just these two lines. Allow. Web UI. Let me see. Oh, it's nice to talk with someone that have a different experience and knowledge. So is this like what do you call it, the MCP? Ah, offline. Is a free, because Llama 3 you can run it locally, right? But with something like how you call it, uh, is it Llama or is it called? There is something to run locally which I used before, but you need a beast of a computer. You need a graphic card and stuff. Otherwise, I myself I'm running now on on a MacBook Pro M1 M1 Pro 16 gigs, and it's not enough to run any uh, meaningful size model. You have a nice computer with a graphic card and stuff. and good amount of memory. Okay, run lint. You know what? I will say no to not waste tokens. I can do that myself. That's the only change I wanted. So yeah, just is the file I was thinking it would go into because it's loaded for everywhere, but I was not totally sure. And this goes in the head, I think. I'm not sure though. This goes in the head, spell head. This where it goes. Uh, I have. I would like to run locally, but to have something powerful, you need a B. Yeah, that's what that's what I saw. I have a desktop. Yeah, I know. But then think about it. If you upgrade and you buy um, an expensive card, isn't it cheaper to just pay some monthly subscription of $20, $30 per month, and if all you want to use is some AI? Because if you spend $300 in a year and you waited a year without buying a card, you you can buy a better card a year later if you really want to. Yeah, I don't know. And then that's what I thought, but then I saw, oh, you can use Gemini for free, and also you can use in Windsurf. There is another model which is not as good though, but it's good for small stuff, which is called SWE. SWE. I use it sometime. Well, I open this thing without realizing. Ah, yeah, because I pressed that thing. SWE1 is free, which is not even the light version, but it's a proper version, is free, limited time. And also it gives you 25 tokens free per month, which you will finish in one day. But, you get a lot of free stuff and you can switch various AIs. But I could become somewhat experienced and get a job. Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. But in which country are you, if you don't mind me asking? So I got added this, and let's try it. That's all needed, right? So I go back to the site, go front end, all right. Remove this tab, move this back. France. Oh yeah, because that's cool. It was originally France, but I'm fine with moving. Yeah. Yeah, myself, I'm from Italy, and I worked in London long time before semi-retiring. And I'm old. Okay, so let's try this. To try this, I can do npm run deploy to deploy the front end. Which countries are you considering? Ooh, it failed because I am not in the web folder. This is pretty quick. Which countries are you considering to move to? Canada, they speak French in some parts at least. Um, so we got that complete. So now it's live. Um, Test your integration. Ah, yeah, yeah, we need to do an error, but maybe I already have one. That was the previous error. So open the console. No errors. Let's read. Canarias, Mauritius, Thailand, Polynesia, South America. I'm in Thailand right now, but I think getting a job here is difficult, especially a meaningful job, with a decent salary. What works for me is because, yeah, this is expected, not real errors. Um, I read is expected by the Google authentication thing, so it have to be ignored. I don't know if they were reported in BugSnag. Continue. Because if they are reported, I want to ignore them. What do you got here? Inbox. Introduced today, 0 errors. Okay, so we have to do what is said before, the error, the fake error. There you go. Test error. So we put it here. My test error. Deploy again. Uh, the mosquitoes. Um, well, I have a pretty good, how do you call it? Windows, mosquito screens. So now it's raining, so I don't need aircon. And I have, can you see? The mosquito screens, the window open, mosquito screen. And I have these lamps, UV lamp, and I have a couple in rooms. And yeah, there are a lot of mosquitoes outside, yes, but inside, rarely I see one. And in the night, I have the mosquito coil outside, so they because maybe they are like, if it's raining and I don't have a mosquito coil, there are maybe 10 mosquitoes outside the door. If I have mosquito coil outside, I can open the door, get in and out, and there will be no mosquitoes outside. So that helps. So yeah, pretty good, I would say. There are a lot, but you can manage them. So I deployed already, did I? The latest change, I think so. So can go here and see the error. BugSnag loaded. Did it send the error? Or no? If I do view source code and I look for BugSnag, it's not even here because it's loaded externally. Yeah? It's one of these scripts. Who knows what Svelte does? It splits it up in a lot of small scripts with no apparent meaning. All right, so I don't know if I defined or not. I don't remember. Um, if I go to BugSnag, continue, we receive your data. Now that your app is integrated inside, okay, okay. Okay, let's read this then. There is some kind of tutorial. Uh, Inside Hub, yeah. Inside Hub captures your app exceptions or events. We intelligently group the events by root cause into errors. Inbox lets you identify and take action on the most harmful errors in your application. Identify harmful errors, assign them, and create linked issues. When errors don't require snooze or ignore them. Okay. Stability score shows the proportion of sessions that are free of unhandled errors. Okay. We just try catch anything and ignore. That will work. When would you like to receive the notification? Real time to start, and I will change. So I thought you select that, but okay, so where's the error? Maybe this, okay, my test error. There you go. So let's remove the error. So I go back here, remove the error, redeploy. Okay, while this doing that, ooh, side effect in a build. I think I can ignore that. Overview, inbox, open to. Oh, that was during the build? The build itself sent an error, yeah, because it's from file. That's my file system. Okay, let's mark as fixed. Fixed because I removed the thing. Yeah, test error. I guess I don't care about that, but okay. Onboard your team. I don't have one. Integrate issue tracker. No. Stay informed with team alerts. Yeah, maybe that's just that. So let's click that. Ah, nice. So this is integration. Let's do Slack. Same. Search for channel. I call it reports. Nice. Allow. I should have generated the error with Slack open to test the sending. And I'm done. Oh, no, maybe I should look at this. This configure label enabled performance monitor notified me when the project has a spike of errors. Okay. Release stage production. I don't have even staging and stuff. Update. As a new release, yeah, we can test that. How does it even figure out? I have to click that. Production. A new error occurs. An error occurs frequently. Because the website has low, well, nobody visits the website. Frequently means 10 per hour. No, 100. An error milestone is reached. Don't know what that means. Oh, no. Every time an error occurred, there will be a spam bot. An error is automatically reopened. Yep, why not? If it's reopened because it still keep on happening. A collaborator, no, don't need that. Okay, so I think I configured it. Let's try the release thing, but I need to change something, I suppose. Or maybe not. Let's try to deploy without changes. How does he realize that it's been released? I have no idea. How does he know? Because this code to be executed needs to be loaded. And to be loaded, it's loaded inside a browser. So how does he know it's a new version? I need to at least load the one page. Or it doesn't send anything. I don't know about that. Well, I can try to change something. What I can change, I don't know. Change something stupid. Add a comment that says maybe they are stripped. Okay. Add a space here, which doesn't matter. Ah, no, it's reformatted. And that was reformatted. All right, that's good enough for me because it changed. Nice. So let's deploy. And said that I really care about only the errors. So if it doesn't notify me or deploy, which I do myself, it was more for testing. Okay, deploy is deployed. It's really different. I reload the page. I did get a message. I did an integration to BugSnag, but I didn't receive any message from BugSnag. Okay, let's try to add what was the BugSnag send error. I forgot how to do it. Notify. Nice. So let's do it again in the header. Oh, I can do it anywhere. So I can do it in, yeah, I can do it in the header. Who cares? BugSnag notify Slack test. I need to import BugSnag. How was that? Import BugSnag. Okay. Deploy. And now they have done that, I can just load any pages, any page, and that should, there you go. BugSnag. New handle error in production. Twice. I don't know twice. I don't know why twice, but footer, I thought I put in the header. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like makes difficult to understand. But I guess if I get errors, I will dig into them. Nice. So that's done. Remove the fake error. Deploy again. Okay, finish, finish, finish. So there was uh, that is the end of the complete. The website is complete finally. I took so long. Let's do a PR BugSnag integration. Oh, I need to go to the console of BugSnag as well and delete the error. Back to app, open to two big, one is from local. I have to find a way to disable locals once. But anyway, this says how to say it's resolved, fixed test error. So every time I have an error in a build, I will receive a notification. That makes no sense. Okay, so now the PR. Package log is changed. We got the new dependencies. A little formatting. I don't know how that happened. Ah, yeah, because I edited the file. Formatting here was automated formatting. Change all this file. Never mind. And here is the actual BugSnag. Nice. Merge. Ah, still building. Still building. So now I have to do some boring stuff, which is, I think, required when you go in the Google console to deploy the app. I have a few things missing. One was the delete my data things, which I now done. So I can request a deletion. And just for safety, I have a 5 days time for permanent deletion. We'll delete everything, the account, the email subscription, and all app data. And that was one of the things was required by, and they could have been just a simple contact form, which I have, where the user says, please delete me. That I think is acceptable. But I decided to go over engineering. You can cancel it. Self-service. So now, first, the build worked, so I can merge it. So in the console, not this console, not Cloud Console, but the, how do you call it? Play Store console. Play Store console. Or just Play console. I got the app working. You have to change the icon, but I will eventually. Well, there is all this thing about the data safety I have to look into. But I thought there was something asking you how to delete all that. Maybe it's part of this. Data collection, security data types, data usage and handling, maybe. It's all a legalese thing. Policy. And I think I need, okay, let's ask close. That's the easiest thing to do. What legal documents need my app? Does my app need? Does my app need to be published on the Play Store? That's a leave open question. I know there would be terms of service and privacy policy, but let's leave it open as a first question. Privacy policy, terms of service. Ooh. Okay, this you should consider mandatory, not still required. Okay. So we'll do this too. Before that, let's check out main, pool, fetch all, and delete the BugSnag branch. Nice. And now, yeah, I have to do that. I guess I'd already done. The privacy policy and terms of service for the website, but which the AI helped write, given the right input. So now I have to write the same for the app, and probably it would make sense to add them here too. Then I don't know if I have to say add more links, keep on adding links here. Or not. So, okay, let's start with the with the app privacy policy. I think for that, I have to disclose about the use of Firestore, what data is there, I guess this is get pretty boring. I will do this offline on my. It's not something to do in the streaming. So I will do. I will go offline now. Then finish the stream now, so I can work on these documents and then integrate them. And once I've done that, I can finally go back to. I'm using what's called. I'm using this windsurf for um, the website and backend. And then I'm using, but I could still use Windsurf, but now I'm using Android Studio for the Flutter stuff, which is good, you know. So that's why I have a hard time getting off it. Um, that's that stuff. Yeah, so just after I finish these two things, I think in my to-do list, where is my to-do list here? For the website, it's just this, the privacy policy for app, terms of service uh, copy for app. Then I have to build these new pages. Yeah, both of them. And then it's really 100% done and I can move back to the app. All right, thanks. Bye bye and going offline. See you next time.